When I was a child, I believed in love, compassionate love, the loving way of the God, believed in love through, well, at the time I was reading a lot of Christ as a child, reading the Bible, reading the New Testament. I used to have this book by Peter Ustinov, the actor who used to write books about the Old Testament and the New Testament, and they're very inspiring for me. But I think what it was I was looking for was love and understanding. And I was seen as a weird child because I was probably the only one that was into this kind of thing. And my family thought I was weird that I wanted to go to church. I was allowed to go to Sunday school because I probably went on so much that I needed to go to church. So I had that feeling from a young age that I wanted to find the divine source. Obviously, as I grew older and I learned about other religions and I looked into them and other faiths and other ways of thinking. But all of them have an underlying, all these religions, faiths, philosophies have an underlying theme to them, which is love. And I struggled with love for years, and I didn't understand that there were different kinds of love. Brotherly love, sexual love, love for your friends, love for material things. Your family love, that's a different love to being with your sexual partner. Loved ones. And of course, the all-encompassing, unconditional, compassionate love that's supposed to come from the divine source. Or it does come from the divine source, but we're supposed to be giving it back. And so, through my searches of being a truth seeker and looking for faith and understanding, I used to struggle quite a bit with the love part because, I suppose I am trying to blame other people, but I didn't get much love as a child. And it wasn't until I was older that I looked into all this and understood why my family were like they were, why my friends were like they were, why my ex-partners were like they were. Because when there's love, real love, unconditional love in something, in what's being said, in what's being done, there's a different vibration. But when there's a lack of love, that vibration isn't there, that higher vibration. Instead, it's a lower vibration. And the reason I've been thinking about this even more lately is because I've been considering some of my teachers during my life, actual people that I've met, physical people, not books and TV or whatever, and how I resonated with some for a while but never stayed with them, and I wonder why. And I do understand that the ego can get into the way of a teacher, any teacher. And I pray every day that my ego doesn't get in the way of me passing on information to people. As I've said before, I don't feel like I am a teacher, but I do like to pass on information. And I want to do it with love, of course. Unconditional love. Sending on information with that higher vibration. So looking back at people I've known in the past, I see now why some people are very successful at being teachers, because they have the love vibe in them and they understand how people are, and they're not letting their followers become their slaves, let's say, or misuse their followers. They actually treat them well, or they're people that come to them for learning. Then there are other teachers that I see, it's all an ego ride for them. And I suppose what I'm trying to say on this is, how do you find a true teacher? How do you find a true somebody that really wants to help you and has the higher vibration? And then I was rather surprised to read in 1 Corinthians, Paul, St. Paul, as he's known, Saul that became Paul, who had the revelation on the road to Damascus when he saw the spiritual Christ come down to him, say something on this very subject. So I'm going to read this passage from 1 Corinthians, it's chapter 13, 1-7. And hope that maybe you will consider this when you are listening to people, going to sit before teachers and learn from them. Perhaps try a tune to them to find out if this is what they are doing. So Paul writes, "If I speak in the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I am a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. And if I have prophetic powers and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give away all I have, and if I deliver my body to be burned, but have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful. It is not arrogant or rude. Love does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrong, but rejoices in the right. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things." And I feel here that Paul's message of love and the message from Christ about love, love thy God, love thy neighbour as thyself, as they say, is obviously very important, but what people need to understand and come to grips with, I think, is that there are many different kinds of love. And it's something I try to encourage people to go and do, ponder on love. And ponder especially on unconditional love. So I send you all love and healing, love and life. Love your life. Enjoy your life. And I suppose one of the things I also try to encourage people to do is to look into their heart. Make sure it's not of stone. Make sure that's a pumping heart full of love. Unconditional love. So thank you for listening to this little rant. It's not a rant, actually. It's meant to be a loving message to one and all. Love to you all. Until next time, peace.